Etissaint, and welcome to my channel. My name is Akoben. I have a new video for you today, and today I'm going to be talking about my 2020 in review and the tips that you can take that I've learned into the next year. So today in this video, I'm going to be just talking about what I was able to accomplish throughout 2020 and what I'm using in order to be successful in 2021 and what can also help you be successful. So my 2020 was just up and down like everybody else's. Something that we experienced all together. It was definitely up and down, but mine even started off worse. It started off horrible from the beginning. Someone stole my bag that had all my stuff in it. It had my iPad, and that's what I used to edit. It had all my plans for the new year. I planned out how my 2020 was going to go, what I wanted to accomplish, all those things. If you watch my videos from the beginning of the year, I had like tips on how to make it through 2020 or whatever, something like that, And then all of that was gone. So I was glad that I made that video because then I could reference that video and then recreate those plans. But in the beginning, that was all taken from me. And then again, this is now once the pandemic has started. It's the pandemic. the first and foremost, we're going through the pandemic. Then another thing happened where my bag got stolen again. I was able to replace everything that was taken from me, get a new bag, a new lanyard for my keys, replace my keys, got a new calendar, all that. But I didn't get a new iPad or a laptop yet, thank God. And so after that, then my bag was stolen again. And at that point, I was like, how am I going to make it through the rest of this year if this is how the first quarter is going? Like, the first quarter is you're showing out negatively, and I just don't know how to really come back from that. And so what helped me really get through this time was crying. First of all, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I cried a lot. I'm a Pisces, I cry, but I found that was my way of letting my emotions come out, and I was able to really just reflect as I was crying. I cried, I prayed, I meditated. This is the first year that I really learned how to meditate and did it actually instead of just saying it. So I was going back and forth of, is this a sign to give up what I want to do, give up YouTube, give up my business, give up all these things that I feel like I should be doing, but time and time again, I just keep being shown I don't know, things keep coming in the way of my progress. If you guys haven't watched any of my other videos, I've had a lot of electronic problems with just, with editing and all that. I've gone through a lot of electronics, and so it's been hard to be consistent with my YouTube, with my platform, with everything. And so this was another roadblock upon roadblock, and I was just tired, and I was like, is this either my last straw and I need to give up, or is this the last straw and I need to give it all that I got and just keep going? And so that's what I was meditating on. That is what I was trying to reflect and come back to that decision. And my decision obviously turned out to continue doing YouTube, continue doing this. And even after that, I still had electronic problems where I bought a laptop with my stimulus check, and then it broke again in November. Because I had already gone through, I feel like, the worst of it back in April when my bag was stolen again, I was able to move faster through this, hopefully the last hurdle, hopefully the last hurdle with just my electronics and stuff like that. And so I was able to be okay, this is what happened. I'm upset about it. I'm going to give myself a day to go through this, and then I'm going to figure out the solution. Because what I learned throughout everything is when one door closes, another one opens. Yes, it's cliche, but it's the truth. Literally, when something happens to me, in the moment, it feels like nothing is going to work. Nothing is going to help me get through this time. But at the end of the day, it always tends to work out. Something always tends to get better. And so I'm definitely like, I don't want to go through someone stealing my bag or stuff like that again. But I don't know if I would have had the same content. I don't know if I would have, I probably would have had to start over and replan videos anyway because of, the pandemic and all that stuff. So maybe that was the reset that I needed to really go. And I created a ton of videos, way more, like almost 50 to 60 more videos than I did in 2019. In 2019, I would say I had a great year. I did a lot of traveling, I made a lot of content and all that, but compared to 2020, I didn't make as much content. As you're going through your hurdles, it's going to seem like the world is ending, but as you continue to go through it, you learn how to do better for next time, how to get through it faster for next time. So if you haven't even gone through your hurdles yet, I don't want to wish that on anyone. Hopefully you don't have to go through so many hurdles to get to where you need to be. But if you are in the thick of it, or something may happen soon, I hope that you understand that this isn't going to be your rhetoric forever. Like, you can make it through this right now, as we've made it through 2020, and that was a big hurdle. That in itself was a big hurdle. So the fact that you've made it this far is something to be thankful for, and you can continue to make it through all the other hurdles that you're going through. Now, another thing that I learned and I'm taking with me is peace. I was searching for happiness a lot in 2020. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to stop going through all the pain and stuff that I was going through. And yes, that's not a bad goal to have, just being happy. And even despite what is going on, or being hopeful that we will get out of this era soon, that's not a bad goal. That's good to be positive, and don't let anybody shame you as you're being positive. Don't look to other people for your happiness, for your peace. Look inside yourself, because if you already know how to deal with the hurdles that are coming on, once they're there and you have that sense of peace, then you're going to be like, okay, here it is. Now let's figure out how to get through it. And also, I'm not saying this for like the worst case scenarios. I'm saying this for maybe like medium cases of what people may be going through this pandemic, because this isn't a foolproof plan to help everyone get through what they're going through right now, or what they went through in 2020. It's not. So I'm not like saying that this is it and this is what will work for everyone. But if this will help and work for you, then please take these tips and use them to the best of your ability. And so again, with the peace aspect, I find those things that center you. I am definitely in a better place because I definitely look to God. That was first and foremost. I did a lot of prayer. I did a lot of recentering my Christianity and my beliefs, and I feel like I'm in a great place with God. And I just did a lot of listening to music, and that's something that I stopped doing in 2019. I did not listen to music as much as I, usually do. And this year I definitely did. I listened to a lot of soulful music. I listened to a lot of music that makes me feel like I'm going to be something. And that's kind of what helped me achieve my peace. So, find what works for you. If it's what is it, crystals or whatever, doing something that kind of just helps recenter you so you can figure out how to deal, how to really move through this world. And I would also say journaling. Journaling is what really helped me. Journaling and therapy. So I wasn't journaling really so much before, but my therapist, and I restarted therapy this year. I kind of gave it up last year or 2019, because I didn't like my therapist. And that's another thing. Find someone that you like. Find someone that you really feel like is going to be listening to what you're saying and is not going to judge you. So find a therapist that can do that, or find someone that you can talk to. I know therapy's not cheap, and especially during this time, but there are a lot of people who will work with what you can bring. And therapy has been great for me. I feel like I'm definitely getting the answers that I kind of push inside of me a little more. And so having someone kind of hold me accountable, and you can even not even have this in a therapist, but just having a friend too. Like, if you're both going through something, you can be each other's accountability partner. But for me, I had my therapist, and she was able to, challenge me to journal more, to really talk about my feelings, because sometimes in therapy, I don't know what to say. Like, to be honest, I don't know what to say, and I don't seem as interested, because sometimes it's like I already feel like I have it figured out. Writing it down and then having a way, or having actually like a prompt to talk about in therapy and really dive deeper into how I'm feeling in that moment really helps. And if, like I said, you don't have a therapist, and you can just you can find an accountability partner that you can really dissect everything that you're going through. Those are like my things that I am taking into 2021: therapy, journaling, finding my peace, figuring out your out plan, like what is gonna happen once or if you go through something that can really just crush you. Even though I'm not out of the neck of the woods, is that what the saying is? But even though I'm not really out of the storm completely just yet, I feel way more hopeful for this year and the things that I have going on, even though I have absolutely no clue how 2021 is going to go. And I usually get a lot of anxiety around the beginning of the year because I'm nervous. Like, what does this year have in store for me? And, I guess my 2020 anxiety made sense. But this year, I don't want to be so anxious that I feel like I cause my own demise. Because I think, I'm not blaming myself for someone stealing my things at all. Because, I'm not blaming myself for someone stealing my things. But I do see how I let my anxiety in the beginning of the year not make me focus. And in that way, I don't think I was responsible enough. That's why I may have ended up in this predicament. But it's okay. It's a learning lesson. I don't blame myself, but I know and I realize that this is something that I need to take and do better with. So, and that's just what you got to do this next year. Learn that, or just know that it's not going to be like this forever, and you will make it through. Search for your peace and search for long-term goals, because peace is not even just something that you can get instantly. It is, you keep on working towards peace, and peace can be very consistent. Happiness can be fleeting. So let's try and work towards peace this new year. Take that with you. Hopefully my story speaks to you, and we can just all have like a better year, full of life, love, happiness, peace, opportunities, success, all of that jazz. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you've watched this far, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and come back for the next video. I post every Tuesday and Friday, and so hopefully you come back for the next video on Friday. All right, talk to you guys later.